What's going on here? What's going on? We might look for a GJ setup right here. Again, we didn't go live because there was no point going live. Y'all know how I trade news days. I don't trade on news events. I trade either before or after news. And since we trade London session, and we can see we had JPY news all last night, and then I had the London session, we had Euro news, then we had 4:30 GBP news. So even when we went live London session, I wouldn't have taken a trade anyway. So there's no point going live at that time. But you know, y'all just wanted to chop it up and watch paint dry and shit. But there's still some things to break down. Now, if you're a member of Student Playmaker University, you already know how the news works. But again, let's just take a look at GU really quick, right? Let's take a look at GU really quick, right? And again, if y'all did not watch the Sunday chart analysis, yes, it is Friday, right? I get it. Let's still watch the Sunday chart analysis because, like I always tell y'all, the Sunday chart analysis goes over not just what I see price doing Sunday night going into Monday, but what I see price doing throughout the entire week. Now, let's look at GU, right? I've been talking about all week. If we break back above 34.65, we can look for buys in there, right? And then also in yesterday's live stream, I told y'all that we've been struggling to have the bearish momentum come in, and that we needed to what? Break below 34.05 and hold that as resistance, right? And you can see yesterday, price tapped that level multiple times, but again, failed to hold. This is also another reason, a good example of why we talking about on breakout trade. But we'll get to that in a second, all right? So make sure I like the live. Y'all hop up in here, subscribe if you're not subscribed already. I know we might have a different group in here because I usually don't live this time, but it is all super break some shit down. All right. So again, this is what price was looking like on Monday, right? So when we take a trip down memory lane, we ended last week clearly bearish, right? Me and the members, we caught sales last week. You see clear lower lows, right? It was clearly bearish. Now, the reason why we didn't go for sales this week, because if you notice, we literally only traded GJ all week, and then we took a nice US30 YM setup yesterday. But literally all this week, taking GJ buys. Now they're getting questions like, why do you keep taking GJ buys? Why do you keep taking GJ buys? Because again, when you understand how the charts work, I have my favorite charts too, right? Gold is my favorite chart to trade, but gold from making all-time highs, but I missed the moves. So since I've been missing the moves, and it's also making all-time highs, what the hell's happening to my shit? All my screens working with GBPJPY. There we go. I think I was with this. Oh, but because GJ was the only one that had like clean market structure until like yesterday, we didn't trade anything like GJ, right? So again, we understand how the charts work. You're not really solely looking at just taking the setup. You're looking for the cleanest setup. You see what I'm saying? That's why I always look at multiple charts. And you'll notice that I'll be narrowing down the setups I'm looking for based on the charts that have the cleanest market structure, right? So we needed price. If you have the playbook, you already know what we're talking about. We don't got the playbook, y'all. It's the weekend. Do not waste the weekend. And get y'all's copy of the price action channel analysis. Now, you're serious about trading, you need to, like I always tell y'all during the TikTok lives, just rip the Band-Aid off and learn how the charts work. You're going to thank yourself, all right? And y'all know I make shit simple. I gotta post some more receipts and shit, but that's besides the point. I post receipts daily on here. But as far as student results, that's what I gotta post some more receipts. So I'll probably do that some today, then next week. I'm still a little bit better. I'm still not 100%. I'm probably like 75% right now. But so again, for price to continue to go down, we needed to see what? We needed this price to break this support level and turn it into a resistance. Right? But clearly, Monday, price broke it but failed to hold it. You see what I'm saying? Then Tuesday, price kept pushing up. But you can also see that it's struggling to break levels above us, right? Then Wednesday, price made a small drop to the downside. That's why yesterday was looking at potential sell setups, but then obviously price rejected yesterday, right? Which brought us back into the bullish momentum. You see what I'm saying? And we also see what we no longer see lower highs and lower lows getting made, but now we see what higher lows and higher highs, right? So we saw higher lows and higher highs getting made. That means we're no longer in a downtrend, but in an uptrend. So when we had the news pop off at 4:30, like I always tell y'all, news is not unpredictable. News is not scary. News is not random. Nothing on the charts is random, right? If you have the playbook, you already know I say that all the time. Nothing is randomly going on. There's no coincidence in the markets, right? So again, like I always tell you, if we're an uptrend, only go for buys. Downtrend, only go for sells. So we see that price ended yesterday clearly bullish on GJ, right? So let's do this article, right? So this is how price ended yesterday. So we see the price ended yesterday clearly bullish, clearly giving us higher lows and higher highs. What is so crazy or scary about, again, look at how this is my key price level. How price struggled to break past all last night. And then look at how price right at 415 closed above this level. And then look what the 430 news did. The shot to the upside, right? So again, is it crazy that we're in an uptrend and then when the volume came in from the news, it spiked to the upside? Not at all. Right? That's just how shit works. Right? On the other hand, we had GJ do what? We had GJ do a retracement, which is not bad at all because again, we've been pushing all week, so retrace is not good. But again, we understand how the markets work. It's very simple to understand how prices react news days, non-news days, etc., etc. If you don't understand how news works, again, if you're a member student, go to the past recordings. You got access to all the past news reports and things like that, so you can see how we trade news and how news plays out in real time, especially during the New York session news. If you're not a member yet, you know what to do. Put that link in the description. And I also got a playlist on YouTube how to trade news, so make sure to check that out as well. So yeah, we're gonna be looking at the possible So we're gonna be looking at possible GJ buys again today. Surprise. We do got news later on today still though. We have 9:45 USD news. So like I always say, we're looking at accurate between now and 6 a.m. I highly recommend just waiting for 9:45 to see what news does. Then we're gonna get set up going into 10 a.m. But I do like this GJ setup here. So I'm not against looking for a retest here that we want for the buy setup. Not against that at all. If y'all got any questions, drop them in the chat. When we look at any charts, drop them in the chat. But you already know the drill. We're just chilling, patiently waiting. And I also might update my levels after the New York session. So we'll see what goes on after that. As of right now, these are the levels we're going to be trading off of. So GU, we're obviously going to be looking for buys as well. We're in the bullish momentum, we're in the uptrend, so we're going to be looking for buys. Now, let me see. I might have to add some more on here as well, but you might see a really large candlestick play out today, depending on how GU plays out. He's either going to come back to these highs here, or you might see a big ass push to break us out of this consolidation, because that would be nice to set us up for next week to be out of the bullish, be out the consolidation. But we're just going to have to wait to see what price does. But if it does retest this, I'm not against going for a buy setup here also. I just got to update my levels, add some more levels. But right now, we're just going to do a little something like this. I might have a new video dropping for you. I haven't dropped the video in a couple of days. I'm going to record a video, dropping the trade right now for you, so you can look out for that. I did drop a few videos earlier this week, so make sure to check out the playlist. All playlists are up to date. If y'all was in yesterday's live, we took this US30 NAS100 live. as well as the GJ7 Live. Not this one, obviously. Here. So we're looking for continued US30 buys also. Looks like they're trying to retrace. We could look for the exact same set of move yesterday. Hit the all-time highs before the close above. Today might be a retracement day. Or might try to break that level. We're gonna look for buys nonetheless, though. 5 minutes just popped up. So we're gonna wait for a retest on GU and GJ before we pull the trigger. Especially because we got a bunch of news events today. So let's see how these candlesticks close right here. What's going on? What's going on? So right now we're looking for a possible retest here. So y'all just joined the live. I recommend rewinding to the beginning. Right now we're looking at possible GBPYs and GBPYs. We do got news still today at 9:45. So do keep that in mind. But I want to see who's going to retest a little more. If I take a setup here. I'm just being very picky with the setup, especially on Fridays. If I'm already up for the week, I'm like hella picky. I'm always picky with my setups. But like on Fridays, I'm like super picky because again, you want to end the week on a good note. Even if we do take a loss today, we're still up for the week, but that's not the point, right? I don't like losing trades, especially if it's avoidable. So I really just gonna be waiting for my setups because again, like if we're already up for the week, there's no point in rushing and forcing the setup or breaking moves, right? Because we're here now because of what we did yesterday, Wednesday, Monday, Tuesday, all that good shit. So it retraced a little bit. It didn't really retest like I was looking for, so leave it alone. Pay attention to this. Especially because we got more news. It's later in the day. Right, so I don't see any action between now and 6 a.m. I'm just gonna wait for the New York session. We do got news at 9. So it's a little bit different than having news at 8:30 or even like at 9:30. So I'll just wait for. I'll see what 8 a.m. does. I'm probably gonna wait for 9:30 and after 9:30 open. Depending on what 9:30 open does, I might wait till 10 a.m. or I'm gonna just take this. So we'll see what happens. US30 and trips a little bit too. Again, if y'all got any questions, drop in the chat. When we look at any charts, drop in the chat. But again, y'all trying to learn some shit or understand why some shit went down, definitely want to be in the live stream. And shout out to the members and students too, y'all. We've had a bunch of members and students get funded. I gotta post or see some screenshots. I know I just looking for, but I do need an update and show what the filmmakers been up to. So I'm probably gonna post it on my story later today. Yeah, make sure to check out my videos on how to get funded as well if you're trying to learn how to get funded. Also, got a new video dropping for y'all today as well, so make sure you're on the lookout for that. But that was a decent retest. It was a decent retest. Price might try to do something before New York session, especially if Price tries to take off before New York session like it's been so far. You might see retracements or consolidation take place in New York session. Also, why I'm kind of chilling. These charts are going as projected. We're really waiting for a retest right now. So if anyone took G or GJ, y'all should be up right now, but I didn't take these setups. I didn't tap my level, so I didn't pull the trigger on it. If US30 can retest 49C7, you can look for the same buy setup we took yesterday on US30YM. And then with GJ, if we can maintain 230.70 support, we can look for buys by the 214 and possibly the 214.30. So we're just gonna watch to see how price reacts to the zone here. If it retraces a retest here, that's perfectly fine. But if it breaks above, we'll just look for buys in the next setup because again, especially with GJ hasn't done anything crazy. This is played ring around the room. So as far as the day is concerned, it hasn't even done a move for the day yet. So that's also why I'm not really tripping too much about it. And then GU, same thing. They did the big ass push during the 4:30 news. So we're gonna look at price retest 35.20 and hold that as support. Or if we break past this low, I gotta add some more levels. I probably add some more levels right now. Just get out the way. So while I'm doing that, just pay attention to how DJ's reacting right here. Make sure to like the live as well as you hop up in here. Subscribe if you're not subscribed already. We're almost at 4,600 subscribers. You can get to that easily. Again, look how price is reacting to these levels. Right? That's exactly why we enter next off these levels. And for the members that was in the group chat yesterday, right? This is the exact answer to the question one of the members asked yesterday, right? Asking about the levels. This is exactly why I notify you when these levels get hit and when we touch these levels. Because again, notice when these levels get hit or broken, you see pushes or rejections. Right, so it's like we really have cheat code on your screen because you're prepared for every push and also every rejection before it takes place. What's going on, Izzy? Glad to join live. Happy you're here too. Are you up? Are you into that DJ setup? Good for you. It's called a playbook for a reason. And like I said, I'm completely fine with missing that setup because I'm up for the week. I still follow my rules. Now, y'all eating off my setups too. That's even better. That's even better. That's why I do these lives to show you how simple it is. You know what I'm saying? Like again, when you know the best times to enter or go into the charts, You don't got to be on the charts all day, and you can be in and out the markets. You know what I mean? Like for example, when I didn't go live on Wednesday, was it Wednesday? I know I'm terrible with time. What day was it? I think that was Wednesday. I know I'm terrible with time. I think that was Wednesday. Yeah, so we didn't go live on Wednesday. It was the same thing. The markets, I think we had news on Wednesday. So I think we should have. Yeah, so we had 8:30 news on Wednesday. So again, like I always say, you don't see action between now and 6 a.m. Just wait for 8:30, 9:30. So since I saw no action running session, I took my happy ass back to sleep. Woke up 8:30, let the news play out, and then we took that GJ setup right off the 9:30 candlestick. You see what I'm saying? So again, I'm about to show an old signal. Nobody take the setup. This is an old signal. All right, nobody take this. I said it twice. So I don't know DMs. All right, but it was the same thing. So all we had to do was wait for 9:30. So we got on charge 9:30. Literally 2 minutes to 9:30 open. We took the setup, made a bag, right? So it's very simple once you understand how the market works. Best times to enter extra setups, etc., etc. But this is why it's called a playbook for using. So again, look at our price tapped that low, immediately rejected, right? This is why again we mark these levels off so we're prepared for these things and we can react instead of always, responding too late. Always gonna be ahead of the game. Yeah, I did do a nice ass push. I was expecting to push that hard. I was expecting a little bit of retracement, especially after the news just played out. But we're about to see how this next 15 plays out right here. I wouldn't say that because it depends on your capital. You know what I'm saying? Like if you don't have a lot of capital, profit is definitely the way to go. Like I tell people, like it also depends on your goal. It depends on what your goal of trading is. Like I said, like I trade both live and personal, live and funded, I should say. I started off with live, and then I went to funded, and I trade funded live, and I used the money from my funded accounts to bulk up my live accounts. You know what I'm saying? Like, but you don't need a funded account. You can trade a live account. You also just trade funded accounts. But I always recommend don't just rely on funded accounts. Don't just put your eggs in one basket. You know what I'm saying? And that's where a lot of people get fucked up. Like you see these videos online, and I'm just gonna keep it like it's dumb as hell what they're doing, right? Because you have to think from a business perspective, right? They might tell you you can have this amount of funded accounts or this amount of capital per prop firm. But that doesn't mean you want to get the max amount of capital per prop firm. Because think about it, just from a business perspective, I don't care if I'm making millions a day, millions every 2 hours. It literally doesn't make any sense for me if I can look around and be like, okay, I can pay this person $5K, $10K, $20K a month, or am I going to pay this person $60K, $80K a month because he's got 15 accounts copy traded, right? If I know that this motherfucker keeps on draining my pockets every month consistently, 60, 80K, it is a wise business decision to kick you off the prop firm, right? So what you want to do with prop firms is have, so let's say if you get like a 100K account, or I say get no more than like 200K capital, 300K max per prop firm. Because if you do that, and some of them don't even let you go past that, right? So I say you get 250K accounts per prop firm, or you should get 200K accounts. I know some funded accounts do 200K or 150K. I say don't get more than 2 of the highest ones, right? And then just consistently get payouts from those. Because again, if they're going down the list and they're doing their numbers every month, every quarter, which businesses do, and they're going to look at the guy that continuously is trying to take 80K for the business every month, and they're going to look at the guy that only takes 20K a month out the business every month, who do you think they're going to want to pay first? The 80K motherfucker or the 20K? The 20K. So when you see these people online where they be like, oh, I got banned. Well, no shit, because you're trying to make this company go broke. You see what I'm saying? So you have to take advantage of it, but don't go full on. Like, that's just dumb as hell, right? And those are also people that don't put money into a live account. So that's why as soon as they get banned, they start freaking out and posting online because all the money from payouts they were spending on modding their M4 and all this dumb shit. Right? So you do use funded accounts. Again, do not rely on funded accounts. Use that capital to put into a live account. Because with live accounts, there are a lot more pros to live accounts. Like, for example, you can withdraw every fucking day, right? You can risk a little bit more. You know what I'm saying? Trade news and shit like that. But I'm definitely not against funded accounts because, like I said, I made a lot of money with funded accounts over the years. And like I said, it depends on what your accounts are. Because, like, let's say you only have like 1,000 to start off with, right? If you put just $200 into a profit challenge, if you pass that profit challenge, now you're making at least 1,000 every day, every 2 days, right? And then after your first payout, you put that into your live account. Now you went from $1,000 account to now having like a $4,000 or $8,000 account. And if you do that every 2 weeks, every month, 6 months later, you're gonna have a big boy account you're trading. You want to see how Junior reacts right here. I do get what you're saying. I appreciate the compliment. I be telling you, like, I don't be lying. That's why I be doing these live streams. Like I said, like, usually I wouldn't even have one live today, but since I didn't go live Wednesday, just to cancel it out, because usually, like, when we have news days like this, you'll notice, like, the second to last week of the month, we usually have, like, a bunch of fucking news events taking place. I don't really remember if it'd be on Fridays. Let me see. I know last week would be. I mean, last month wouldn't be a good example. Let me see this right here. Because I know it's usually like it's like it's morning and shit like that. So, okay. So, let me see something. So is it Fridays? I don't give you the time. I know there's like 1 week out the month where we have like a bunch of fucking news events in London and New York section. I'm trying to see what today's the 23rd. So maybe not this week. I'm just experiencing right now. Again, we ain't really got much going on. But we're just doing some studying and stuff. Okay, so 21st. Today's the 23rd. This was the 21st, where we see again the same shit, right? 330 Euro news, 430 GBP news, 945. This is what I be telling y'all, like, when people be saying the markets are randomly doing things, it's the market makers, it's the mythical bears, bulls, lions, tigers, bears, oh my. Like, look at this shit right here. This was November 21st, 2 months ago. On a Friday, we had what? 2 a.m. GBP news, 3:30 Euro news, 4:30 GBP news, 9:45 USD news. When we go to today, which is another Friday, right? The second to last week of the month, right? What do we have going on today? Oh, 2 a.m. GBP news, 3:30 Euro news, 4:30 GBP news, 9:45 USD news. But yet the internet will tell you that it's fucking Twitter posts and random shit. Like, I'm telling you, like, once you just start looking for shit yourself or looking at shit yourself and then make your own decisions, like a lot of shit goes on the internet that's fucking bullshit. All right, so let's see what October got. And again, if y'all got any, oh, look at this, Friday, October 24th. What do you see right here? 3:30 Euro news, 4:30 GBP news. This one's 8:30 USD news. We just have 9:45 USD. Right, like, this shit is hilarious at a certain point once you realize how this shit be working. So this Friday's a little bit off. Let's see what's Thursday. So this month's a little bit off. Let's see. It's a little bit. So 3 out of 4 months we see the same shit. So we see this here, 23rd. Again, today is the 23rd. This is September 23rd. What do we see? 3:30 Euro news, 4:30 GBP news, 9:45 USD news. That's a senator. Let's see what we got here. All right, so we got it back. Let's see what we got on this too. Okay, so August is a little bit different. They switched it up a little bit. Let's go right there. Let's see what's up to 27. It's on the 21st this time. 330 Euro news, 430 GBPs, 945 USD, right? So again, this is why I tell you, like, once you rip the band-aid off and learn how the markets work, you'll realize price does the same shit over and over and over again. That's why I do the same shit. That's why I be confused when people coming at me in my comments or DMs like, all your trade breakdowns are the same. I'm like, that's the fucking point. Why do you think our win rate so high? Because we do the same shit every day. Right? You're not supposed to switch things up as soon as you see a slight inconvenience or something. You're supposed to, the only way you're going to understand what works and doesn't work is by consistently doing the same thing, right? You can't trend line trade Monday, reversal trade Tuesday, fucking FEG LMOP trade Wednesday, continuation trade Thursday, and then breakout trade Friday, and then review your trades for the week and try to figure out what went right, what went wrong. But if you do the same shit for like a week to a month, then you'll have enough data information to determine, okay, what's working, what's not working, what went right, what went wrong, what can I tweak, what I need to keep the same. You see what I'm saying? But again, it didn't really retest that level, so we're just gonna leave it alone. We're just gonna leave it alone. Like I said, I have no issue waiting for the New York session to set up. But again, if you got any questions, drop in the chat, and I got you. Yeah, any questions, drop in the chat. I mean, we just been missing the goal setup. I mean, it did a decent setup yesterday, but again, I think it's just been pushing at night anyway. Make sure to hit that first link in the description, join the free center for your Telegram, y'all. Y'all see on your screens, but you don't see a link for the screen. Which y'all saw on your screens how we did last month and last quarter. Go ahead and hit that first link and check it out for yourselves. But again, if you're still in here, pay attention to this level because if it rejects this level, it's going to come back down most likely. So make sure you either close, have your SL on profit, watch your trade. Because again, you see it's kind of struggling here. So if it doesn't get some volume to break above this level, you might try to reach for this. Yeah, this would have been a nice setup, but it didn't retest as far as I wanted it to. That's why I didn't put the same with you, it didn't retest. So we're just gonna let it do its thing. Let it do its thing. I might try to target the all-time highs. But not the all-time highs, but the recent higher high. New 5 and 15 about to pop up in a little bit. We're gonna be on for a little bit longer, y'all. Again, we got a couple more news events today. Well, just one more news event today. So mostly we'll be waiting for New York session to take us that up. GJ broke above this level. So we're going to either look for a price to come back and retest 213.65, 213.70 as support, or if we can maintain 214 as support, we can look for buys going to 214.30. And then GU did not retest, so we cannot take that setup, which is all good. All right, y'all. Shout out to everybody on the live, y'all. Shout out to everybody's been alive since the beginning. Shout out to everybody's been alive since y'all joined. Again, if y'all joined late, rewind to the beginning of the live to understand what we're looking for today, understand what took place, what's going down. Got a new video dropping for y'all later on today, y'all. I should be better next week. We'll see how this weekend goes. Like I said, I'm a little bit better, but I'm not 100% yet. Hopefully I'm better next week too. We'll be back to our regularly scheduled program. But like always, you want to contact me directly, you can DM me on Instagram, Telegram, TikTok. Make sure to follow me on Instagram and TikTok. Y'all see it at the bottom of y'all screens. Instagram, playmaker_away, TikTok _playmakeraway_. So we're going to see what price does between now and New York session. Again, I'd wait for 9:30 open, see how 9:30 open reacts, and then also keep in mind there's 9:45 views. So depending on how 9:30 looks, we might just wait till 10 a.m. to take a setup today. But we'll just go from there. Again, this was a nice setup here, but it didn't retest. Again, there's always going to be exceptions to the rule, but if you break your rules, there's no point in having your rules, right? Your rules are in place because if you follow your rules, you're going to have more success than if you break your rules, right? There's always going to be exceptions to the rules, but again, look right here. Would have got fucked up, you would have broke out traded, would have got fucked up, you would have broke out traded, would have got fucked up, would have got fucked up, would have got fucked up. Oh, look, it worked. So now I'm going to breakout trade. No, just because it worked to this time, you can't exclude and ignore the many times it did not work prior, right? So we do the math: 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 out of 8 times. 1 out of 8 times it worked out. That's not a good percentage, right? So again, it's always going to be subject to the rules. It doesn't mean you want to start breaking your rules. So yeah, we're going to see how the markets play out between now and then. Yeah, we'll just go from there. Peace. We out.